The human mind has a funny way of convincing us that we are safe as long as there is a wall between us and the outside world. We lock our doors, we draw our curtains, and we tell ourselves that the shadows in the corner are just tricks of the light. This happened about 5 years ago, during a winter that felt like it would never end. The weight of everyday life was crushing me and my girlfriend Stacy. We needed to breathe. We needed to disappear. Stacy found a cabin in the deep woods, isolated, quiet, and cheap. To save money, we invited my best friend Randy. But a week before we left, Randy's life imploded. His girlfriend left him. He was a wreck, but he insisted on coming. Then, the bombshell. He'd found a rebound to bring along, a girl named Lucy. We didn't want a stranger in our sanctuary, but Randy paid for our entire portion of the trip just to get us to say yes. We caved. We didn't know we were inviting a nightmare into our car. Lucy was a ghost. She sat in the back of my truck for 4 hours and didn't utter a single word. But the moment we got to the cabin, the mask slipped. We were playing Uno by the fire, just a simple, stupid card game. Stacy called Uno, and Lucy, she snapped. Her face turned a bruised purple, her eyes bulging with a focused, animalistic rage. She screamed at Stacy, accusing her of cheating with a voice that sounded like grinding glass. She threw her cards and vanished into the dark. At 3 a.m., Randy woke us up. He was trembling so hard he could barely speak. He found Lucy standing at the foot of the bed in the pitch black, just staring at him. When he checked the blankets, he found a massive kitchen knife tucked where her legs should have been. We looked into the hallway and saw her. She was humming a distorted lullaby, dancing in circles in the dark living room with her eyes wide open. She then walked out into the sub-zero woods wearing nothing but a t-shirt. She had the knife in her hand. We didn't sleep. We left at dawn. Randy ghosted her, but the horror didn't end there. We tried to find Lucy. No social media, no ID, no public record. It was like she never existed. Whoever, or whatever, was in that cabin with us, she wasn't a rebound. She was a predator, waiting for the loop to break. When my father died, he left me his cabin. We weren't close. The place smelled of rot and stagnant air. I went there to clean it out so I could sell it and finally bury the past. I didn't know the past was still breathing in the attic. While cleaning the first floor, I kept hearing movement above me, a rhythmic thumping. I climbed the pull-down ladder into the attic and found the source of the smell. But it wasn't just rot. There was fresh trash, candy wrappers from last week, a sleeping bag that was still warm. I told myself my father had become a hoarder. I was lying to myself to stay sane. That night, I sat in the living room with a dim lamp. I noticed a pile of blankets next to the recliner that hadn't been there an hour ago. I looked closer and my heart stopped. A filthy, mud-caked boot was sticking out from the bottom. I watched the blankets rise and fall. Someone was under there. They had crawled down from the attic while I was in the kitchen, and they were watching me from the floor. I didn't scream. I grabbed my keys and walked out as slowly as I could. In my rearview mirror, I saw a mangy, hollow-eyed man step out onto the porch and wave a slow, rhythmic goodbye. The police told me he had been living in that attic for 2 years. He was there while my father was alive. He had watched my father grow old and die, all from a hole in the ceiling. I never went back. Some things are better left in the dark.